It appears Norwegian Cruise Line has seen the writing on the wall that the ships have been sailing in the wrong direction, and they're making some major changes not only to their executive team but also to how they run their day-to-day operations on board their ships. Some massive changes coming to Norwegian Cruise Line. Plus, the first engine has turned on the new icon of the seas. Let's roll the intro. Hey, welcome to the Midships channel. I'm your Captain Corey, and thank you so much for stopping by the channel today. I'd like to welcome you one final time on board Royal Caribbean's Symphony of the Seas. We are in port here in Barcelona, Spain. It is disembarkation day, and disembarkation is not going all that smoothly right now. I was supposed to be off this ship probably about 2 hours ago, but here we are in Central Park just hanging out because the gangways are closed. Immigration is a little pokey here in Barcelona, as it turns out, but I'm not surprised seeing as this is a world record-setting cruise. Most of you did not end up watching yesterday's episode, which is kind of sad because it was a really nice episode where I announced the news. I was the first to announce the news that Symphony of the Seas now holds the world record for the most transatlantic passengers on a pleasure cruise. I would recommend you watch that because there's some actual cool information in there. But let's talk about Norwegian Cruise Line, a line that I have sworn off of personally after my experiences on board the Norwegian Breakaway. Whoa, there are some changes coming to Norwegian Cruise Line, and not the least of which is Frank Del Rio is gone. And it can't happen soon enough, in my personal opinion. Frank Del Rio has turned a once great cruise line into a shell of its former self, and it seems like perhaps the board of directors has seen the writing on the wall. Make no mistake about it, Frank Del Rio is not stepping down. A healthy young executive making $20 million plus a year does not simply step down. No, he is being exited from the company. Let's be real. Taking over for Frank Del Rio July of this year will be Harry Sommer, a face and a name that you may recognize. He has been an executive with Norwegian for many years now. Take a look. This is the new face of Norwegian Cruise Line. We can only hope that Harry Sommer has some better ideas and business practices than the former executive Frank Del Rio. And maybe he does, because as a matter of fact, Norwegian has just announced within hours of this leadership change that they're bringing back the E-Muster, which is going to be very popular with passengers for Norwegian Cruise Line. And I can't help but think that the vlogger Extravaganza cruise, or Extravaganza as the Always Be Booked podcast host Tommy Casabona would call it, Extravaganza. I think that all of us sailing on that ship, critiquing the actual experience of the muster drill, of what went on the ship, I really think that that had some profound effects on all of these changes going on right now with Norwegian Cruise Line. Frank Del Rio and company, they're in the past. They did no favors to Norwegian Cruise Line, and it's going to be exciting to see what Harry Sommer will bring to the table. Good luck. Congratulations, Mr. Sommer. I wish you the best, and I hope you can right the ship here and fix all of the mistakes that the Del Rio leadership had made. And the biggest one may be ordering too small of ships. I think that could have also been one of the catalysts for this major change. If you weren't aware, Norwegian Cruise Line has had to go back and spend millions of dollars fixing a problem with the Prima class, which is their new flagship class of vessels. They're too small. The ships aren't big enough to be profitable, despite Norwegian making 200% more this quarter than last quarter in spending from their customers, from their cruisers. They're still not able to be profitable on these Prima class ships, causing them to have to go back and order them to be stretched to allow more cabins, more passengers on board. You know, they might have to reassess things like these go-kart tracks on their ships. That's not the direction that other cruise lines are going that are seeing success. Cruise lines like Carnival right now, they are doubling and tripling down on their fast casual free offerings on board. I'm talking food offerings, Shaq's Big Chicken, Guy's Burger, all of these wonderful offerings. Things like Loco Fresh here on Royal Caribbean, that is what cruisers want. And the way that Norwegian has been offering things right now, there's just really not a lot of variety and a lot of choice. And don't even get me started on the fact that you don't even get bottled water with unlimited free at sea. Hopefully things get turned around quickly with Norwegian Cruise Line. And I think because of this change, I may unswear off of cruising on Norwegian Cruise Line. Maybe we'll give them one more shot. Harry Summer will officially take over effective July the 1st. So we'll have to see if we have a big 4th of July celebration book-a-thon for Norwegian Cruise Line. Let me know your thoughts on all these changes in the comments down below. Do you think I'm right on the money? Are we thinking Frank Del Rio was asked to exit and given a respectful opportunity to distance himself from the company? Or do you think he's really retiring at such a young age? Now, before we get into our next cruise news story, a massive update about the Icon of the Seas. I want to remind you that this channel is fully supported by viewers like you, just watching the ads here on YouTube, and I appreciate it so very much. If you'd like to take your support one little step further, a great way to do that is simply by browsing, not even buying, just browsing my Amazon Cruise Essentials store. It's everything I take with me and would recommend you take with you every time you cruise. Check it out. There's a link in the description down below. It's the very first one. I would so appreciate all of your support. Now let's talk Icon of the Seas, a massive ship, the largest ship ever built. She's to have 6 engines. She's currently under construction in the Meyer Turku shipyards over in Finland, and a huge milestone was reached officially on March the 15th when one of her engines started for the very first time. Now these are some unique engines for sure, as they run on multiple fuel sources. They can run on marine diesel, but they can also run on new LNG gas-powered technologies. Now, when all said and done, Icon of the Seas will be one giant ship capable of carrying 7,600 passengers and over 2,300 crew members, spanning 20 decks on board the ship and 8 neighborhoods. It's a very, very exciting offering coming from Royal Caribbean, and this first engine startup is just the next step forward Royal Caribbean needs to get Icon of the Seas ready to go. And speaking of Royal Caribbean, they made history in Europe this week as Symphony of the Seas delivered 7,604 passengers. And I'm one of those lucky few to sail Transatlantic. It is a new Transatlantic world record for passengers carried. Now, this is a pleasure cruise record because if you watched yesterday's episode, you would know that the official record, well, it's a lot larger than that when the Queen Mary carried over 16,000 souls across the Atlantic towards the D-Day invasion in Normandy. But that is a completely different type of necessity for travel. So we are going to go ahead and plant the flag for cruise pleasure vessels world record Symphony of the Seas in 2023. 7,604 souls. Hey, real quick, I want to remind you I'm hosting a group cruise on board Carnival's newest Excel class ship, the Carnival Celebration. It all goes down out of Miami on June 11th of this year. If you'd like more information on how you can cruise with me down to Cozumel, Costa Maya, and Mahogany Bay, well, check out the Facebook link in the description down below this video. There's like 2 cabins left. They're going pretty quickly, and we have some really cool things planned. Check it out in that link down below. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel today. Please make sure you get subscribed here. It's the only way to let me know you love cruising as much as I do. Thanks for stopping by today, and until next time, we'll see ya on the Midships. It's actually been kind of funny here, all these announcements for the delayed disembarkation process. I've been sitting here trying to record this video for like 30 minutes. They keep coming on the PA system. It's like an MSC cruise over here. We've got English, Spanish, German, French, all kinds of announcements coming over the PA system. It's really exciting. I've got one night here in Barcelona and then a quick flight up to Heathrow tomorrow for a few nights in London, England. And Yeah, I know a few of you asked if I'm running into Emma cruises. I don't think so. I think she's busy traveling at the moment, but it would be really cool to do that, wouldn't it? Hey, thanks for stopping by today. We'll see you tomorrow from London.
La 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 la.